Good morning. I thought of explaining all the data structures lab programs of VTU syllabus, that is for the third semester, whose code is 80CSL 38. So today I'll be explaining the first program, that is design, develop and implement a menu-driven program in C for the following array operations: creating an array of n integer elements, display of array elements with suitable headings, inserting an element at a given position, deleting an element at a given valid position, and the last option is exit. Support the program with the functions for each of the above operations. Okay, so this program involves the first data structure, that is the array. Okay, so what is an array? Array is a set of homogeneous elements. That means the data type of all the elements in an array will be same. Okay, so let us, as an example, let us take A that consists of 5 elements. Okay, so this is A is in which, in this A is the name of the array, 5 is the size. Okay, let me write it here. So this is the name of the array, and this is the size of the array, and this is the data type. So as I told you, the array is a set of homogeneous elements. That means all the elements of the data are of the same type. Okay, how many elements will be there in the array? That is determined in this by the number which is in the square brackets. Okay, so this is the size, and all these 5 elements are having the data type integer, the same data type. Okay, so when the computer comes across this particular statement, what will happen? It will reserve the memory for these elements, because and suppose that the computer is having the 32-bit, that computer is 32-bit computer, then what happens here is it takes it for integer, an integer takes 2 bytes of memory. So how many number of bytes will be allocated for this array? 10 bytes will be allocated for this array. Okay, suppose that we have, and that too, remember, in this array, if it is an array, all the elements will be in the contiguous memory location. So it needs contiguous memory locations. Let us assume that these first 2 bytes are allocated for the first, and also how do you access, because this is a group of the elements, how do you access each and every element in the array? That is by using the index. And for the array, index always starts with 0. So the first element is denoted by A, and this is the position, that is index 0. That means first 2 bytes will be allocated for the first element, and the next 2 bytes will be allocated for the second element, which is denoted by A of 1. Okay, so 1 is the index. As we start the index from 0, the second element will be at this point. Okay, so next this is for 2 bytes. Next 2 bytes. So let each of these locations is nothing but 1 byte. So this next A of 2, and next 2 is A of 3, and next is A of 4. This is the last element, as we started with the 0. Okay, and let us give some address to each byte. So let the address of the first element is 1 2 3 4, because it occupies 2 bytes. So this is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and 1 2 3 5, and 1 2 3 6, because all the elements will be in the continuous memory locations. Okay, so here this is 39, 1 2 40, 1 2 41, 1 2 42, and 1 2 43. Okay, so these first 2 locations, these first 2 bytes will be occupied by the first element A of 0, which is denoted by A of 0, and so on. So this is the way we allocate the memory for the array. The computer will allocate the memory for the array. Okay, so in this program, what are we going to do is, we are going to design a program in which we are creating an array. So we are creating an array, and we need to display all the elements of the array, and next we need to insert an element into the array. We need to insert an element into the array, and in a given position and element should be given as an input. And next is delete a particular element from a specified position. So we need to provide the program the position from where you need to delete the element. Okay, so now how do you, okay, I'm going to, and also it is specified in the question itself, all these will be implemented by the function. So we are going to write the functions for creating an array, deleting an element from the array, inserting an element into the array, and displaying all the elements of the array. The one of the options will be is exit as per the question. So we are going to use a menu. You are going to write. We are going to write a menu-driven program where you are going to give all these as options. Okay. You also will have exit. When the user chooses that exit, then that execution will stop there. Okay. Now, how do you like create the array? So here, when you as I told you, when you write this statement and when you execute the program, what happens? 10 memory locations, 10 bytes of memory will be, not 10 memory locations, 10 bytes of memory will be allocated for this particular array. So how do, and also, I mean, here we don't have anything right now, just it is created, the memory has been reserved for that. Next, when you, I mean, you need to ask the user how many number of elements will be there, and also you need to enter the data into the, you need to ask the user to enter the elements of the array. Then after that you need to store everything in that. Okay, then the first function which we are going to write is a create function. Okay, so here this create function simply creates the array. I mean, it accepts the number of elements and also the array. Okay, from the from the main function. This create function will be called from the main function. So what we are going to do is we are going to send the array. Okay, the array and how many elements are there in the array. So here how many elements of elements will be there in the array, that we are going to read in the main function itself. Okay, so we are going to create an array in the main function, and also we are asking the user how many number of elements will be there in the array. After that we are calling this function to create an array. Okay, so this will, what it will do, it will ask the user to enter the, already this memory space is reserved, then it will ask the user to enter all the elements of the array. Okay, so now as we already know this, how many number of elements, suppose the user has given n is equal to 3. Okay, so now what you are going to do, you are going to read the first 3 elements, that means this element and this element we are going to read from the user. Because these are all in continuous memory locations, for loop will be better. Okay, to continuously ask the user to enter the element, the value of the element. Okay, so because we are going to use the for loop, let us create one element. I mean one variable. Let it be I. Okay, then as a user, I mean the user, the program, whatever the program you write, that should be user friendly. That means the user must understand what he has to enter, how many values he has to enter. So for that purpose, so better to use one printf statement, write one printf statement, enter the elements of the array, enter the elements, anything you can write here. Okay, enter the elements. Now, because all are in the continuous memory locations, let us use this for loop for I is equal to 0. Why I is equal to 0? Because the array, I mean what we are going to do, we are going to read the values of the first element, the second element and the third element. Okay, so that means these are like, if the name of the array is same, right, only the indices are changing. So for that purpose, better to use one for loop for I is equal to 1 first, 0 first, 1 first and 2 first. Why? Because this is an array and index starting from 0. So A of 0, A of 1 and A of 2. So we are going to start I with 0 and I is less than n. Why less than n? Because it is 2 only, up to 2 only. So that's why we are writing A is less than n. If you don't want only the less than or equal, if you want to use, you can make it as less than or equal to n minus 1. Okay, otherwise I'm just using I is less than n. And each time it will be incremented by 1. So I plus plus. Okay, then what is the function that will be used for reading the element? Scanf. So scanf, and what kind of element? It is an integer. So here %d and ampersand a of I. So that means when I is equal to 0, A of 0 will be read. When I is equal to 1, A of 1 will be read. And when I is equal to 2, then this A of 2 will be read. When I becomes 3, 3 is less than 3. Okay, then the condition will become false, then it comes out of the loop. So for the first three elements will be read from here. Okay, so suppose that I have taken a of I is equal to some 10, and this is 20, and this is 30. Okay, so these first two locations, the 10 will be stored, these two locations 22 will be stored, and this will be stored. We have these locations empty. Okay, so now that's it. Just you have taken what is the value of n, you knew what is the value of n, which is coming from the calling function, and this is and. Okay, and why it is int asterisk a. Okay, why it is int asterisk a. So if you, I mean, you might know this is nothing but a pointer variable. So what is a pointer variable? A pointer variable stores the address of another variable. Okay, so what you are going to do is, you're in the I mean, first let us see what will be the function call. Okay, so in the function call, in the main function we will write create, then after that a, and n we will be writing. So what is this a here? A is the base address. What is the base address? The address of the first element. Okay, so because we are trying to take the advantage of the array. What is that advantage of array? We are taking, we are taking care of all these are in the continuous locations. If you know the starting address, you can access any of the elements, because you know, like, all the elements are stored in a continuous memory locations. The first element will be stored in the first location, first two locations, first 2 bytes, and next will be in the next 2 bytes, and so on, right? So that's why when you, and also the size of the array is given. The size of the array and the starting address will be sufficient to access the whole array. So that's why whenever you use the arrays in the functions, in the function calls, better, I mean, always, it's sufficient to just send the address of the array and how many elements will be there in the array. So that's why the function call we will write like this only. Okay, then once it is the base address, once address is coming, you need a this pointer variable to store that particular address. So that's why you have declared this a as a pointer variable. Okay, then after that you can use this pointer variable as an array naturally. I mean, the way you write an array, access the elements of the array, you can use that array in a normal way. Okay, so this is it. This is for the create function. So in the create function, what you are writing, just you are sending in the main function, you are calling this function by sending this array. And also this can be also written as address. Base address is nothing but the address of the first element in the array. So that means you can also write this as ampersand a of 0. So if you want, I mean, the name of the array itself, it is a base address, which is nothing but the address of the first element. Otherwise you can also write in this way, because this also represents the address of the first element, which will be stored at a of 0. Okay, so this is it. This is about the create function. Okay, let us see now display function. Okay, so display function is nothing but accessing each and every element from the beginning till the end and display all the elements in a proper manner. Okay, so that also it is not going to adjust, it is accessing the array and displaying all the elements. So it's not going to return anything. So the return type of this display function is also void, then display, and also this also it is accessing, I mean, it needs the address of the array, okay, the base address of the array, and also it needs the number of elements. So we are sending, I mean, in the main function, the function call would be display, then a comma n. It is same as, these two parameters are needed as far as this display function is concerned. Okay, so this is the same, like base address is coming. Okay, and how many elements will be there in the array, it is also being sent by the main function, the function call. Now, and as all the variables, all the elements are in the continuous locations, again we go for the go with the for loop. Okay, so if it is a for loop, you need a index variable, so int I. Okay, next for, and also you with the suitable heading, in the question it is given that you need to display all the elements with the suitable heading. So the user must know what is happening, what are we printing, no. So for that purpose we are using what printf statement here. Printf, the elements are, okay, then backslash n. What is meant by this backslash n? Whatever the output, whatever you want to print after this line has been displayed, that will be from the next line onwards. Okay, I don't want print all the elements in the same line. I want all the elements, the actual elements, to be printed in the next line. So that's why I'm using this backslash n, that is new line character. Okay. So now, as usual, because we need to access all the elements, we are going to use the for loop. Okay. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n. Okay, I plus plus. Now we are displaying in the previous function, we had read all the elements into the memory locations which we reserved. Okay, and here we are going to display, we are going to access all the elements from the locations and we are going to display it. Okay, so we need to have the printf statement, printf, and placeholder, because the integer, this is the %d, and I want to give some space in between the elements, otherwise all the elements will be printed next to each other, then there will be a confusion like which is it it will be displayed, if these are the elements it will be displayed 10, 20, 30 together. So I can't make out like whether which are the three numbers, it can be 1 or 2, 0 or 30, something like that. So for that purpose I want to give some space in between the elements, so I'm giving this backslash t tab. Okay, and also I'm displaying each element. When I is equal to 0, a of 0 will be displayed. When I is equal to 1, a of 1 will be displayed. When I is equal to 2, a of 2 will be displayed. When it becomes 3, 3 less than 3, the condition will become false, then it will come out of the for loop. Okay, and yeah, this is it. This is about the display functions. The read function or the create function and the display functions are very easy as far as this program is concerned. Now let us come to the insert part. Okay, insert function. So what is an insert function? So I mean, what are the inputs we need for this insert function? So it is nothing but like, suppose that this is the existing array. I want to add one element and I need to add that at position 2. I mean, there are so many ways of writing the same program. As far as what I am doing is position 2. For me, it is nothing but this particular position. I want to insert an element here. Suppose it is 40. The element, the new element, which I want to let it be. I'm indicating. I'm using a variable called key. I want to insert this key element in the position 2. That means I want to insert that particular element in this position. Okay. So position you can also take, that is up to you how you are assuming what will be the position. It can be 1 also, it can be, for me it is second element. It's not the position 1 here. Okay, second element. In the second position I want to insert this 40. So already some element is there in this position. So how I can insert this 40 in this position? Okay. So for that purpose, what I need to do is, I need to shift all the elements to this. These two elements, because this and this should be shifted to this. Okay. So that means this 30 should be shifted here, 20 should be shifted here. Then only the space will be created here and I can enter this into this particular position. Okay. And what will be the inputs I need as far as this function insert is concerned? I need the position where I need to enter the, in which position I want to enter the key element, and also what is the element I want to insert. Both of them I need. Okay. Then this, after taking the input, now you need to think like how to insert this particular 40 in this position 2. As I told you, we are going to shift these elements to this and make sure that what is the size you had given, maximum size you had given. If already 5 elements are there and you want to insert an element, you will get a problem like error. It will not show, but you'll get some unwanted output. Okay, some garbage values you'll get. So make sure that if some 5 elements are there, already you have 4 elements or less than 4 elements you have in the array. Okay, so now otherwise this can be it can be a dynamic array allocation. Allocation could be used as an alternative, but I'm just using the simple normal static array, right? Okay, so how do you shift this to this position? Okay, so that is the next question. So what I am going to trying to do is I am trying to shift. Okay, so okay, let me put it in this way. First, I need to shift this to here. That means I need to shift A of whatever is there in A of 2, I want to shift it to A of 3. Next, whatever is there in A of 1, I need to shift into A of 2. Okay, so A of 2, what will happen? Okay, let me draw this again and show. And now I'm just considering only 5 positions. Okay, not like the 2 bytes I'm showing. I'm just showing the index here and also, okay, index here and the elements here. So earlier I had 10, 20 and 30 here. Okay, now what I have done, I had copied whatever is there in A of 2 into A of 3.